Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Once again, it's Abdur-Rahim reporting to you live from the dunya with some Quran and some Sunnah. Alhamdulillah. We'll be going over ayahs 8 of Surah to Baqarah, ayah 8 of Surah to Baqarah, and possibly ayah 9, where Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in the Quran, أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. ومن الناس من يقول آمنا بالله وباليوم الآخر وما بمؤمنين. This is translated to say, where Allah is saying, there are from mankind people who say they believe in Allah and they believe in the Yawm al-Akhir, the day of the hereafter, the day of resurrection, the last day. They believe in this. But وَمَا بِمُؤْمِنِينَ, but they do not believe. وَمَا بِمُؤْمِنِينَ, they not with the believers. Alhamdulillah, this is an ayah calling to unity. Calling to unity, because this will separate the hypocrites from the brethren, from the mu'mineen. Say, they don't believe in Allah. وَمَا بِمُؤْمِنِينَ, they not with the believers. So this is an ayah calling to unity. And I love this ayah because it brings you into hypocrisy. Even during the time of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, Usama bin Zayd radiallahu anhuma, he said himself that he went out on an expedition and they had defeated the other tribe, and then they had came across two men from the tribe that they had defeated. So the war was still on, because the war was still on. So it was like they were gonna kill those men. And the men said, La ilaha illallah. One of them said, La ilaha illallah. So the Ansar spared them, radiallahu anhum, spared the man. And Osama bin Zayd said, and this is him narrating the hadith, he said, the Ansar spared the man. He said, but I ran up and killed him. And he said by the time he had reached Medina, the news had already reached the messenger of Allah, the Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And he said, he asked him, did the man say La ilaha illallah? And he said, I said, Ya Rasulullah. He only said it to save his life. And they said Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam kept saying, did the man say La ilaha illallah? Until Zayd said, I felt like I would have accepted Islam that very day. Meaning he felt like he wanted to be a new shahada that very day, because when you first accept Islam, all your past sins are forgiven. So that's a very serious thing, that he said that to let you know how serious it was and how bad he felt about killing someone who said La ilaha illallah. And then another narration from Baqarah, it says that the Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, did you open up his heart? Did you see what was in his heart? Did you open up his heart to see what was in his heart? Did he say La ilaha illallah? Did you open up his heart to see? So the Sunnah is unity. Islam is unity. Alhamdulillah. Allah said, وَمَا بِمُؤْمِنِينَ, but they not with the believers. They don't believe. Then it says, يُخَادِعُونَ اللَّهَ وَالَّذِينَ آمَنُوا وَمَا يَخْدَعُونَ إِلَّا أَنفُسِهِمْ وَمَا يَشْعُرُونَ. It says they seek to deceive Allah and the believers, but they are only deceiving themselves. They perceive that not. So this is for the people, what I'm saying? First, Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam told Usama bin Zayd, radiallahu anhu, man, did he say La ilaha illallah? Did you cut open his heart to see what's in his heart? You know what I'm saying? So in this ayah, Allah saying, these type of people, there are going to be people who say they believe in Allah on the last day, but they really don't believe. They're not really with the believers. And they think they're deceiving Allah and the believers. And they think that we know they're not deceiving Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, because Allah is all knowing. He can't be deceived. We know that. But he's saying that they think that they're deceiving Allah and the believers. Now deceiving us, they can deceive us, but they really can't, because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is watching over everything. So basically it's saying it ain't our job to look into the hearts of people. Let them do what they're gonna do. They may think they're deceiving Allah and the believers, but alhamdulillah, if they believe in Allah, wa bil yawm al-akhir, in the day of resurrection, and that they're gonna have to meet Allah, and they think that they're deceiving the believers by being hypocrites, by dividing the ummah, by not being with the believers, and you know, causing a lot of fitna and separation within the ranks. He said, you know, let them think that it's not for the Muslims to open their hearts, to see what's in their hearts. That's not our job as Muslims. Our job as Muslims is to treat them like brothers, actually, because they said La ilaha illallah Muhammadur Rasulullah. So quite naturally, the job of Muslims is to treat them as brothers. You know what I mean? Alhamdulillah, because that's what the Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam did, even with the time of the hypocrites. And back then, everybody came to the prayer. Even the hypocrites came to the prayer. But they said the hardest prayer on the hypocrites was the Fajr and the Isha. So, you know, that meant like if you wasn't in the masjid for the Fajr prayer, or you wasn't in the masjid for the Isha, you know what I'm saying? You there might have been some hypocrisy in your heart. You know what I mean? Because everybody was at the prayer. Wasn't nobody missing no prayers at the masjid. Alhamdulillah. Alhamdulillah. So they can't fool the believers. They're only fooling themselves, because everything that they're doing by being with the believers, they could have been getting paid for. They could have been getting paid for all the salahs, you know what I mean? But they did the salahs, they did some of them, and they didn't do some of them. So, you know, alhamdulillah, Allah knows best what's in their hearts. But on the day of judgment, whatever is in their hearts, Allah is going to draw it out and display it. And He's going to reward them accordingly, because all actions are by intentions. All actions are by intentions. So your intentions got to be purely for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala when you're doing something. Alhamdulillah. And nothing is purer than, well, I won't say nothing, but one of the purest forms of good intentions is loving for your brother what you love for yourself. So the Muslims got to be a brotherhood. The Muslims have to be like, you know, the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, if the Muslim is like a body, if there's pain in the foot, if the foot is hurting, the whole body is feverish. You know what I mean? So that's a sign of unity, more than unity. You know, that's a definitely connection, a definite unbreakable bond. You know what I mean? Because if one part of the body is in pain, the whole body is suffering. You know, you feel it in your mind, you know, you got to deal with this pain, alhamdulillah, as a whole body. You know what I mean? Alhamdulillah. So the Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he spoke that. So again, it's something calling to unity. He didn't speak things causing division. So you see anybody who say La ilaha illallah Muhammadur Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam causing a lot of division, then quite naturally, alhamdulillah, you want to show more brotherhood. You want to show more unity, because the good deed and the bad deed are not alike. So if someone is trying to divide the Jama'ah, the Ummah, alhamdulillah, then you overpower that by uniting the Ummah. You know what I mean? You alhamdulillah, you reach out to them, you unite them. Yo, brother, why are we trying to be divided? And then if you can't get with that brother, then you get with other brothers. And you unite the brothers. Everybody get together. And then that person, he got to figure out what he want to do. You know, do he want to stay divided from the Muslims? Alhamdulillah, the people who say La ilaha illallah Muhammadur Rasulullah, and who's trying to have that taqwa, who's trying to love for them brothers what they love for themselves. Because if I love for my brother what I love for myself, I'm going to have his back. I'm going to have his back, you know what I mean? Alhamdulillah. Even as far as how the Muslims treated the stranger. Like now you can go into a masjid, man, and people be in there and they be in all the prayers. You know, and they know when a stranger come in and they might not even salam. Alhamdulillah. Astaghfirullah. Wa atubu ilayh. You know, the custom is when you come in the masjid, you salam the people. And the people salam you back. Alhamdulillah. Get to know the stranger though. When you see an unfamiliar face in the masjid, reach out to him, talk to him, find out who he is, tell him who you are, get to know him, invite him for a meal or something. Alhamdulillah, this will tighten the ties between us. Like this ayat is saying, you know, وَمَا بِمُؤْمِنِينَ, you know, be with the believers. Don't be those who don't be with the believers. We're trying to divide. We need to unite. And this is something that's really has to come from taqwa and pureness of intention, because if my intentions are pure and I'm serving Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala told me through the Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, love for your brother what you love for yourself, then I got to do that for the sake of Allah. It's not about where my brother from. It's not about, you know, what my brother going through, you know what I mean, what sins he may have or not. All that's between him and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, but between me and him should be a loving brotherhood. I should, you know, love for him what I love for myself. So alhamdulillah, that's like, we should be like one almost in our intentions to serve Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and aid each other in whatever ways we can. Alhamdulillah. I don't want to say too much, you know, because I want to keep the video short. Inshallah, I covered a lot of things with those ayat, but definitely Quran and Sunnah. You definitely want to hold tight to the Quran and reflect over these ayat, because it's the Quran. It's the most powerful speech on earth. It's the most right and exact and true speech on the earth, and it's not like any other book. So you definitely want to digest that and think on it and ponder on it and reflect on it and recite it, because it's reward in just reciting it. It's the only book you're gonna get reward for just reciting it. You know what I mean? So recite it, get those rewards, and you never know what the reward for a good deed may be. You know what I mean? Alhamdulillah, because Allah is Al-Wahhab, the giver, the best giver of gifts, so to speak. So alhamdulillah, you know, we have to do what we can to try to please Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and a part of that is being with the believers. Alhamdulillah, uniting with the people who say La ilaha illallah Muhammadur Rasulullah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.